TGC Requiem here. We are doing a modern cube draft. Cube is a blast. Those of you who don't know, basically you have 3 packs of pre-selected cards. The best cards, well, not necessarily the best cards always, but typically you're playing with like a lot of really good cards, cards that have been designed to play well in a kind of a draft format. The unique thing is that there's no more than one copy of any card in the draft, so if I take the Primeval Titan, I know nobody else is taking Primeval Titan. We're doing a league, so there is a small chance of running into somebody who drafted the same cards as you did, because league doesn't pair you up against people specifically from your draft. But talking about just cube and what cube is, because right now this pack is pretty clear. There's nothing we're going to take here other than Primeval Titan. Just a bomb. I love cube. Cube is one of my favorite ways to play the game. So Sylvan Caryatid is something that we could consider going with Primeval Titan. We don't have to pick a specific color yet at this point. Blue-green's good. Ancestral Vision, however, I don't know. We very well may just be taking Sword of Feast and Famine here. Nest Invader. So Nest Invader and Sylvan Caryatid are cards we're going to be looking at coming back around. I think right now we're going to take Sword of Feast or Famine, protection from black and green. And whenever the equipped creature deals damage to a player, that player discards a card and you untap all the lands you control. Sonnet. So yeah, I mean, I think right now we'd be looking for ramp. Trigon Predator is also a decent card. Alright, what do we got here? Avenger's another big oust. Perilous Myr, add 2 colorless to your mana pool. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain vigilance till end of turn. Undergrowth Champion. If damage will be dealt to Undergrowth Champion while it has a 1/1 counter on it, prevent that damage and remove a 1/1 counter. So this actually could pair really well with Primeval Titan. Looking at the rest of what we have, there's nothing here that really stands out as being super great. Read the Bones could be really solid if we go with black, but so far I don't know if there's a whole lot of reason to go with black. Avenger of Zendikar is also good, but since this is a slightly powered down cube, we're almost certainly going with Noble Hierarch here, but since it's a slightly powered down cube, we're not stressing about trying to hit those big high-end fatties. Progenitor Mimic is pretty good. That's something we'll take a look at if it comes back around. It's a fun card. But we're definitely taking Noble Hierarch here. Search for Tomorrow pairs really well with trying to get to Primeval Titan. Pairs well with Undergrowth Champion. Dismember is solid, but I think right now this just fits with what we're doing. I don't want to get stuck on saying we're going to be... Actually, Banefire might be decent too if we end up getting into quite a bit of ramp later on. But for now... So this is like a 3-use ramp spell, but Search Tomorrow for sure right now. Gain 1 life for each creature control, create. I might just take Nissa just to give ourselves, I mean, we could definitely take the Temple Garden, but so far I have not really seen anything that's making me want to splash outside of green. sometimes you just get into these grindy matchups, and Nissa might be a decent card in that sort of setup. Ooh, Garruk and Hornet Queen and Kessig Wolf Run. Kessig Wolf Run is definitely something worth playing with Primeval Titan. I think we're actually going to get the Kessig Wolf Run here, which means we will splash at least one red source. Pilgrim's Eye. Basic land card. One card from this pack is coming back around. Mere Entity. Could also be good with... I think we're gonna go with the Canopy Vista. Yeah, Crew 3, we may not be able to hit that very easily if we're trying to run a bunch of dorks. Counter target creature spell, Journey to Nowhere. I'm just gonna try and get a little bit of splash action. So since we may be looking a little white with Hierarch and Canopy Vista, Selesnya Charm could be okay. Acts as a little bit of removal, can get us another creature. Granted, Smuggler's Copter is also just really good. Give us something to do with our dorks when we got nothing else going on. Vivid Grove. I think we're going to take Copter there. It's just the more powerful card. Trigon Predator. Nest Invader is actually another way to ramp, so I think we're going to just go with that there. We're nowhere near black at this point. Terramorphic Expanse helps us filter, but Palladium Mirror helps us ramp. So we may start looking for more fatties, I think, if we end up playing Mirror. And I think we kind of want to. I think Westvale Abbey. If we have Primeval Titan, might be a way to kind of claw ourselves back into a game. Go get the Westvale Abbey, pay 5 mana, sacrifice some creatures, get a 9/7 haste flyer with was it Lifelink Indestructible. Alright, what do we got? Oh, Spellskite! I've never seen that art before, that's pretty sweet. Don't need Scalding Tarn. So far, none of these cards really pair super well with what we're doing. Search for Tomorrow will let us go get any basic. Actually, I'm sorry. Burning Tree Emissary may pair well. Help us ramp out some ramp. Speed out some ramp. Rampaging Baloth. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may create a 4/4 green beast. I mean, that pretty much just stands out as what we want, right? We plan on getting extra lands out. This is a way to get even more. Nothing else really pairs with what we're trying to do color-wise or whatnot. Kessig Prowler. That's decent. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Cloistered Youth. I don't know that there's anything I really want here. Suppose we could take the Caves, which opens us up to a light black splash. Kessig does play well, at least with Smuggler's Copter, so I think we're just going to go with that for now. Traverse. Push. Everflowing Chalice. More colorless mana. Man, I had Obsidian in a league the other night and was able to beat a Ugin, the Spirit Dragon, with it. It was great. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card with converted mana cost less than that spell, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast the revealed card, put it into your hand. So this seems really sweet, fun. We're definitely not turning on Traverse, otherwise going to get a specific creature would be pretty good. I don't know that we run all that many humans. Definitely think we're just going to take Rashmi here. Noble Hierarch could help cast it. We may be a little more aggressive towards a blue mana source at this point to help with that. So Harmonize is really good here with what we're doing. Sylvan Advocate, pretty decent as a early creature. I kind of like, let's see, you may play an additional land in each of your turns. So Oracle is pretty sweet as well. Starts to give us some good hits. I also like Sylvan Advocate. Hopefully that'll loop back around. Protection from black and white. Sword of Light and Shadow. I think we probably will get something good out of that pack when it comes back. Obliterator. We are in. So we may be able to actually play Valorous Stance here. So Rootbound Crag actually will give us a way to activate Kessig Wolf Run, so that's something we can consider. Acidic Slime, meh. I mean, it could be a good sideboard card if it comes back around to it. Valorous Stance, also potentially good, but right now I'm just going to get us access to Rootbound Crag. That allows us to, with Primeval Titan, go get Kessig Wolf Run and Rootbound Crag, and it should come in upright. Well, not if we get it with Primeval Titan, but we're going to be running a lot of forests, so we should be able to get it pretty consistently. Fertile Ground, Enchanted Land is tapped for mana. Its controller adds 1 mana of any color to his or her. I mean, nothing else here really plays. Thirst for Knowledge could be, but we just don't have it. We're not going to be running enough blue access. Grab Fertile Ground, get Electra. I really like Phyrexian Metamorph. Ulamog is also a consideration. We definitely can get up to there. Sky Sovereign. What is this? Oh, only crew 3? Jeez. Do we have for crew 3? Probably not that much. Here I would really be looking at. Draw a card. I think the Royal would be decent if we knew we were going to be on color. I really kind of like Phyrexian Metamorph and Ulamog. We could ramp up enough that Ulamog is good, but I like Phyrexian Metamorph having the flexibility to be another pump spell, but also just being the best thing on the battlefield. Jinx Choker, no. I think we're just going to take Hedron Archive here. With all this ramp, I'm starting to wonder if it wouldn't have been worth grabbing that Ulamog. Definitely going to need to grab a few more fatties. Yeah, we're taking Burning Tree here. So far, we might even be able to get away with running Mutavault. We'll see how it works out in the end. Traverse, make sure we don't miss on land drops. Oh, I think we're actually just going to go with Harmonize here. As much as I want Sylvan Advocate, we're starting to get to the point where we have some decent 2-drops, and we want to make sure we don't run out of gas with our attempts to build up. I'm going to take Kytheon. Probably not going to run into too much trickery. Put that in the sideboard for now. Alright, Thragtusk, Elves of Deep Shadow, Temporal Mastery, Marsh Flats. That sure costs a lot of mana. So we have Noble Hierarch, Traverse, Fertile Ground, Nest Invader, Search for Tomorrow. I don't know, this is kind of a tough one. Definitely like the ability to increase the number of 1-drops we have. Especially plays well with Smuggler's Copter. I like Thragtusk, but really what we're looking for here are like really high end. It's possible that Staff of Nin could be good if it comes back around. Wall of Roots, Kitchen Finks, Sword of War and Peace. That's interesting. I do like Den Protector here. Wall of Roots is a little unnecessary. Kitchen Finks is fine. I think we're actually going to take Sword of War and Peace here. Johnny Mentor. Farseek. Yeah, so I mean, we're almost certainly taking Farseek here. Right. Johnny Mentor is decent. We do have the ability to splash enough white for him to keep our card engine going, but I don't know. Maybe we just don't have enough gas in this deck. Maybe we do need the Ajani. So far, though, I like with the swords we have some decent. I don't know if we really have that many good threats in the mid-range game. Terastodon, absolutely what we're looking for. There's battlefield, you may destroy up to 3 target non-creature permanents for each permanent put in the battlefield. That way, creature gets 3 green elephant creature tokens. So the cool thing with this one is you can destroy your own permanents, get some bonus creatures for yourself. Spirit of the Labyrinth, Night's Whisper. Colonnade. I suppose it's possible we could play a Colonnade. How much green do we have? We're running almost all green. Don't really love any of these lands. We're definitely not splashing black. I think we'll take Colonnade just to steal it from somebody else. So we could potentially splash enough black for Apex Predator. We're also going to be splashing Oh geez, Utopia Sprawl, Hangerback. Kind of want a Hangerback here. I feel like Rabbit Bite. If we want to splash for black, Garruk is quite solid. Hangerback, though, we could throw a lot of mana into it. I think we're going to take Hangerback here. Get real nasty with Dark Confidant. Duplicant's alright. Bant Charm seems a little greedy. Although we have several ways to go get specific colored mana sources, so maybe we... Actually, I'm going to get Reflecting Pool there. I think we're going to be good enough running enough white. Gideon Jura is going to work well here. Destructive Faith Fetters enters the battlefield. Faith Fetters is actually decent removal, but I think I like Gideon a little bit better. I think we're going to take the staff. Wall of Roots. We have some choices. Ever After is interesting for potentially returning some creatures, but I think we're just going to take the Tomb here. Probably take Kiora. Solemn Recruit. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn. And Student of Warfare. So I think we're definitely planning to go more of a ramp route. Swim blue and squid tokens with Island Walk. So, alright. For the moment, let's just pull... We're definitely leaving Kessig Wolfrun in. I think we'll leave Colonnade in. Or actually, did we not grab... Yeah, we will because of Rashmi and Kiora. Kessig Wolfrun's going to stay in. Rootbound Crag. I am good with those being kind of our primary... We have a couple different ways of creating tokens with Nissa. I think we may bring in Chasm Skulker. Solemn Recruit, get out of here. Myriad Angel, one white bird. Kessig Prowler. Traverse. So Traverse... What do we have? We don't have any fetches. We have land, artifact, planeswalker. Honestly, Traverse may not be that good. It helps us go get a land, but I don't think we need to go get lands. I don't know. Part of my concern is we don't really have any instants or sorceries. We have Harmonize. So we have, yeah, it just seems unlikely that we're actually ever going to turn Traverse on for anything other than a land. Farseek, search your library for plains, island, swamp, or mountain. Fertile Ground. don't know that we need or want Fertile Ground. I like Nest Invader because it gives us a way to activate Smuggler's Copter. Worst case, it's a creature we can put something on. I don't know that we need Wall of Roots. BT, we have enough 2s, I think, and they're green and a colorless that we're good with BT and what we have here. Palladium Mer, maybe not good enough. I'm good with the rest of these. Search for Tomorrow for basic land card. Don't think we're going to get a Myria Angel into this deck. I just don't think we're going to run enough white sources. Oracle for sure, Harmonize for sure. Kiora, untap up to 1 target creature, up to 1 target land, reveal top 4 cards. You may put a creature in or land from among them in your hand. Yeah, so I like Kiora, and actually Kiora might turn on Traverse potentially. Gives us a way to get creatures and lands into the graveyard. Something to consider, but I don't know that we'll actually do anything with it. Yeah, I think I like Rashmi. It's worth trying. Gideon. So I think what we're going to do, because we are trying to be a little more aggressive with Copter and some of these swords, I think we're going to cut Wall of Roots. I feel like the ramp, Staff of Nin is something that's worth doing. I almost wonder if Rashmi may not be worth it. Where are we at land-wise? So we want to probably add 1 blue source. Probably going to want to add, where are we at for green? 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Probably want 6, and then at least 2 planes, so that gives us 9, 7, yeah, 16, which I think is good with the ramp and the fact that we're trying to get up to Primeval Titan, Rampaging Baloth, etc. I suppose Chasm Skulker just is not necessary. Just seems like one of those where it can buy us quite a bit of time. Could pair well with Nissa. Same thing with Hangerback if it were to die. These may be unnecessary, but we'll have to give that a little more consideration. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I think Chasm Skulker and Rashmi are going to have to... I don't know, Rashmi seems pretty sweet. It might be worth the effort for Rashmi. Chasm Skulker is just kind of too low impact for what we're going for. Palladium Mirror, Nissa Undergrowth. It's possible we can get away with cutting another forest, running 15 land. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ramp cards. Right now this puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green sources, although it's possible, yeah. Maybe we don't have enough creatures to truly run Westvale Abbey. Oracle. Gideon. Just trying to think through what is the most appropriate use here. Cinemas, so being able to flip him later and possibly put a Sword of Feast of Famine or War and Peace on him could be pretty sick. I'm thinking thinking maybe we do cut one for us with the ramp. 15 might be able to get us there. It's a little greedy to go down to only 9 green sources, of which one is dependent upon you having a green source, but beyond that, I think we're kind of good. The question just becomes, if we have to cut one more thing, what do we cut? And I think is it mirror? I just don't know. Man, I want to keep all these cards in here. So I'm actually going to bring Traverse back in and cut the Fertile Ground. And that's going to give me access to going to get the white or blue mana source if we need it. And I think we're just going to... Hell. Rashmi just seems so sweet. It's just card advantage, card advantage, card advantage. What does it actually put into the battlefield? Any non-land card you can cast. So it's kind of a Nombo with Hanger back, but that doesn't seem super likely. Is it a May? Yeah, you may cast, you don't have to cast it. I think we're just going to cut one of the swords. We don't have enough creatures to make terrible use of them. We're probably more concerned about the white and red creatures, so we may keep Sword of Feast and Famine in the side, and then we'll play with the other one. So this is going to be our list. Be back with first match soon. Hopefully enjoy the drafting and deck creation part. If you have ideas of what I should have done or did wrong, be glad to hear it. I am far from an expert when it comes to Cube. I don't look at the cubes in advance. I just play it. It's fun to draft and put decks together. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed.